I'm coming up to about 14 years in total now. I've been here 12. And today we're going to be going into the CES technology show. What is the CES? What is it? Well, it's the Consumer Electronics Show, no less, based in Las Vegas, Nevada. And our colleagues are over there at the moment, actually. As we speak, they are speaking. They are positioning themselves, priming themselves in the best situation possible to get in front of the latest technology that is going to be swarming our ether. It's going to be all up in our business. We're going to be looking at new suppliers. I guess the point is for CES, it's the catwalk of the technology show. It is a chance for manufacturers, distributors, technology. So you've got like car manufacturers there. You've got TV manufacturers there. You've got like fly swatting manufacturers. Like the art of pest control. They'll have a stand there. CES is so big. It is just absolutely massive. Any section, you'll have a section for printers. You'll have like a few football stadiums dedicated to printers and innovation of printing technology. You'll have, I mentioned, you've probably got pest control. I'm sure, because I remember walking around a couple of years ago, and you're just walking by, and anyone that's been to CES, you'll know just the warrant and the scale of it all. You'll have a section dedicated for house maintenance, like maybe Hoovers. AI is going to be a massive topic there. Of course, you've got laptops, because when people think technology, they think, VR headset, you think laptops, you think computers. It's just so much more than that now. There is so much more. There's even like AI in your bulbs. We've talked about this before. Your smart homes, all of your security systems, maybe all interconnecting, all woven. Probably like smart tech in terms of apparel. Clothes. You've got AI that's riddled into your gloves and your jackets and things like that. All tracking your fitness and your health metrics. You've got your smart wearables, all things like that. So they'll be dedicated. So I'm just trying to give you an understanding of the scale of CES. So the CES is a chance and a world stage for manufacturers, distributors, companies alike from around the world to demonstrate what innovative and new, exciting products they have been working on. And it is a stage for them to conduct and perform and show the world what it is they've been working on. And it's a chance, I say for a small few, because not everyone can go. You can't just come off the street and you can't just buy a ticket. You have to be either, you must have some kind of platform, you've got to have a business, you've got to be in the industry, you've got to distribute it like us. That's why we can go, because we're always looking for new products to distribute. And of course, what better place to go than the Consumer Electronics Show? So you'll have all the new products there that are coming out available to purchase. Maybe you're working with a new brand, or maybe you're looking for a new brand to distribute as well. If you're looking to start a business as well, go into the CES and also finding out what's new on the market, and you make those connections, because a lot of these manufacturers, they're all going to be under one roof. So otherwise before, whereas before, a lot of the manufacturers, is done in China and things like that in Asia. It's a place where in the States where everyone's under one roof, and you can go and you can have some deep chats and make some good connections. Because remember, it's not just suppliers and vendors and manufacturers that are there. There are also potential customers. So remember, you're going to have big businesses, maybe CEOs, purchasing directors, salespeople from all kinds of backgrounds going to be walking the streets of Las Vegas. So it's a good chance to network. It's a great chance to meet new people as well. Probably on the plane that you go over, there'll be some senior, maybe C-suite business leaders on there as well. Certainly if they're in your industry as well, there's going to be competitors, there's going to be customers, there's going to be manufacturers, everyone under there. So if you're in the business of doing business, CES is the place to go. And it is as Arthur, our internal Viking, would say, it's like the adult, sweet store. If you're really in that industry and you're about that life, yeah, it is. It's quite the show. And I've been lucky enough to go a few times with this company, and it is great fun. You know, you mix with the best, you see the best, and you get an idea of what's happening. And really to be a part of like the modern world, it's not just about, obviously it's great to see the new tech, but really what humans can really accomplish and achieve over such a short period of time. And today, actually, we're going to go into some of the ones that have actually spoken to me, and I just think that they're worth a mention. And of course, when my colleagues come back, we can ask firsthand what they got up to in Las Vegas, or maybe not. Maybe we'll just find out what they got up to in the CES. Who knows? But let's go into some of the manufacturers that have been demonstrating some products. And we might have mentioned this earlier. You've got Samsung, of course, everyone knows Samsung, leaders in the LCD and the OLED and the TV realm, this LCD screens. They've got 100-inch 8K, so they've got folding TVs, 8K projectors, the best that TV experiences they have to offer. Samsung are absolutely leading it. So Samsung have been taking they've got a good quality. They're doing supposedly they're going to be doing an 8K TV for around $2,500, which is actually quite good value compared to, like, I think 4K was probably that price not even that long ago. Maybe OLED, maybe your Samsung would have been similar pricing. So not only are we seeing innovative technology like the latest, but we're actually seeing affordable technology. And I think that's key when we're looking at consumption and being able to innovate. You know, it's all well and good creating this new product that's mind-blowing, and you know, you're going to see 1,000 more colors than you would have done normally, or maybe tech that's like half the size, that can run just as long, that can provide, you know, more spec, more, you know, all of this is great. But if only a small portion of us can afford it, then what's the point? So actually, seeing these manufacturers take a bit of a U-turn or a left, or a harsh left, and actually making this equipment affordable for the majority of us is an interesting play. I mean, it's welcomed for sure. I'd definitely look at that. All of a sudden, with 8K TV, it was going to be like 10 grand. You know, that's not going to be affordable for the average person until like a few years, and that's probably going to be a fraction of the cost. So Samsung and their TVs always worth a look, because you know, you think you've seen amazing, and it's like, wow, like I'm colorblind. I'm actually colorblind, and I'm seeing the colors, you know? So, and that's saying something. We spoke about this the other day, but it's getting another mention because just the thought of it and actually seeing it now is quite impressive. If I was just to explain to you what this looks like, it's called the Time Kettle X1 Interpreter Hub. That's a bit of a mouthful, but the Time Kettle, I love that, Time Kettle. So, it's like a rectangular box, predominantly filled with an LCD screen. It's got a little drawer in the smaller side. You bring that out, and you've got 2 earphones. And this piece of technology, it translates up to 40 languages in real time, which is impressive. So you've got one earphone, it's kind of like just like an in-ear earbud. You give that to the person you're trying to communicate with, and then you speak, and then you turn this on, you select what language you're talking, and then away you go. You can have a conversation in real time. That's amazing. And I just think, I spoke about this quite in depth in a couple of episodes ago, but I think that's going to not just open up, so like in terms of being able to communicate with people that can't speak your language, but just being able to travel the world and open up so much more of the world to you, because you're not going to be able to experience and fully investigate and learn about a place without being able to speak its indigenous language. If you can't speak the mother tongue, how are you going to find out all the best places that you would only know by living there? And you can't expect everyone to understand English. You know, the amount of places that you go to that don't speak English, and that's all right, because we're not. It's not supposed to be that. Like, that's the whole point of the world. You know, like, we're all unique in different areas. We all speak different languages. You know, what is kosher in one language, or not kosher, but what is expected in one language might not be expected in another language. We're all different, we're all unique. We can't expect us to all speak the same language. I think that just gets rid of a lot of the mystery. And that's what I think living is all about, just a bit of mystery. So this definitely opens up that world in a thought-provoking way, and not an intrusive way. Not trying to force the English on everyone, you know. So it's positive, and it's a bit of money. I'm not gonna lie. It's about $700. So again, we're probably gonna see that come down, but we'll see. But I mean, it's definitely like interesting. I think that translation in real time, I think, is the key, because there's been pieces of technology like this that's come out before, but it's not been real time. It's been slow. And I think if you're in a position where you've got to communicate to someone quickly and they need to understand you quickly, otherwise they're going to lose interest because they've got their own lives going on, then yeah, that real time element is absolutely key. Here's another one as well. And I don't have a dog, but you know that we've got Colin here. So this might be a test for Colin. So this is, obviously we know that we've got smart tech that's wearable for us humans, right? You've got smart rings, you've got smart bracelets, bands, you've got watches, you've got all this bits of tech that's monitoring your heart rate. But what do I tell you now? There's a collar that can read and diagnose your dog's health. Well, look no further. It's the Mini Tails Smart Dog Collar. Best tech accessory. This is what it wins, apparently. It's a dog collar that can read the fitness levels of your dog. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking for. I don't know what a resting heart rate is supposed to be for a dog. But to me, theirs are probably always quite high. I don't know. Like, they're always like going for it. They're always like a million miles an hour.
Kelly's got 4 dogs. Do you think this would be useful for you? Your dogs?
Yeah, definitely, especially with Stumpy now he's getting older, because you don't know what condition he's going to end up with. I know he's got arthritis at the moment, but it always weighs on the heart, doesn't it, as they get older, the weight
Yeah.
and everything. It'd just
But
be good to know, so you know instead of going to the vet, because it's a simple fix, you can tweak it at home.
that's a good shout, because yeah, that might, because going to the vets, it's I mean, if you've got insurance, then fine, but you know, sometimes you don't want to claim on your insurance just for what would have been like. I took my cat to the vet and we did an X-ray. Luckily, I was insured, but it was like £100, which wasn't ideal. But it would have been 700 quid. Obviously, I'm not sure what. I don't think this dog would have this collar would have picked that up. And to be fair, she didn't actually need anything. She'd just been hit by a car. She's absolutely fine. She needed a minute, but it would have cost me 700 quid. So I don't know what this collar can do. I don't know. Also, as well, it might have to help me pick up what to look for, because I know what your BMI should be for a human, for example, but for a dog, I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you should have like a instruction.
Like a chart.
Built into it.
Yeah.
That actually
Maybe you've got to put.
your dog's heart's beating really fast, or it's beating really slow.
Maybe like you'd have to put in what the breed is, maybe, and it will tell you what the sit should be. But I think it's great. I think it's positive. It's expensive, so you're looking at around $99, and then you're doing a subscription fee. So have you seen that one? What's that band?
Whoop band.
Whoop.
Yeah, I saw these, and you have to you buy the band, but then you have to pay £200 a year just to use the band.
But the band is free, but you have to pay monthly, right?
Yeah.
So you have to pay monthly. So it's all about that subscription service. And that's actually interesting as well, because the tech, isn't it crazy that the tech actually isn't the most expensive part now? It's the using of the service that the tech offers. Like so many times now where you see car manufacturers like BMW, maybe just an example, but they'll have all of the features in the car ready to go. But depending on what you've paid for, they will only release that kind of feature. So you'll have like heated seats, for example. The car will have that already built in. But if you've not paid for heated seats, they won't turn it on. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, really? It's already in the car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And like, it's all just like a piece of software that they update. And like Tesla, for example, they'll update, like you'll have the same car, but you can pay like, I don't even know how much it is, you know. I think it's a big old chunk. It's like 10 grand, maybe, let's just say for example. But you plug your car in overnight, and then it updates overnight, and then you've basically got like a new car.
That's mad. It was all just within the software.
So the technology itself is like the hardware is like almost becoming the most least cost-effective part now of the innovation of technology. It's the subscription, it's the user base that these companies are leveraging and creating their money and their value. So I remember once upon a time, it was like you buy the tech, you buy it once until they bring out new tech. Now it's you buy the tech, well, you don't buy it, you subscribe to have it, they give it to you free, you pay monthly, so it's minimum, but over the spread of a year, all of a sudden you're paying more for what that tech would have been. So I guarantee the Whoop band, for example, wouldn't have cost that much money, but they give it to you for free and then do it over a monthly period. So you're constantly engaged with the software being used on a day-to-day, but it's not so much of a sting. It's not so you don't take so much money away from you. So it's just minimum to like £20 odd a month or whatever. Similar to this dog collar, $25, which is like 17, 15 quid, £15 per month.
Yeah, as well with the dog collar, like most animals, I don't know if you have it with your cat, they skip their collars.
Yeah, I don't put a collar on her.
What would happen with the money that you've just wasted?
Well, that's it. It comes with the tracker.
Yeah.
So you'd have to track it. But, lots of things, we'll see. But it does come with a tracker, so you can you can find out what your dog, for me, actually, I'd like to see where Pebbles gets up to, like how far she goes. I bet she's got like a perimeter that she patrols, Bet. I'm not sure what the dog would do.
Somebody's bed that she goes in and sneaks in.
Maybe.
puts on.
Maybe. It'd be pretty chaos. Right, so we got another one as well, the Holo Connects, the Holo Box. So you sit in front of it like how I am now. So it sort of takes you in and then it puts you into a box, like somewhere else, and you're just in a box.
Oh,
So-
so you're like real-time viewing something that's happening?
Yeah, so it looks like you're actually in a box. So it looks like you're in just this box, like a screen, and it's like you're there. It's quite cool. Plug and play. I don't know what the kind of usage would be. I think it's more of like I don't know. For example, this might not be thinking big enough. I'm sure, like we could probably think bigger, but when you're out in like a bar or like a club with some friends, whatever, and they've got or maybe like a wedding. I might be not thinking big enough here, but when they hire like a camera that takes photos of you and your friends, I could see this there. Like all of a sudden you're in a hollow box, like on the other side or somewhere else, or I don't know. I'm not sure where I was going with that, but
Like say you couldn't make the night out, but you could still be there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because what it does is you're sat in front of it like now, and then let's say the box could be in the warehouse, and then I would just be sat in the box talking to you how I am now.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's like a hologram.
Yeah, it's a hologram. It's a hologram of you. Sorry, it's that hologram of you. I don't know how else it would be used. There's another one as well, which I quite like. This is cool. And to be honest, I actually really do like the feel of this because for me, I think where I lack, and actually, where I lack, I think sometimes my organisation can be a little bit sporadic. It can be like fireworks going off. So to me, having this in my arsenal would be quite cool. Although I do quite like the challenge sometimes of organising something. You get like a good feel of accomplishment when you've booked something. But nevertheless, this is called Rabbit. So it's an AI assistant. It looks like a Tamagotchi kind of thing, like a Game Boy size piece of tech. It's got a screen, and it could basically book, like for example, you want to go away with some friends, and you can ask it to book an Airbnb for you. You can ask it, you can tell it like, right, okay, Rabbit, I'm looking for an Airbnb in Switzerland. There's going to be 6 of us. We want to go on a good trek. We want to go on a good hike. Here's what we want to do. Can you find us some locations? And then it'll go off and find it for you. And it could even action it for you, which would be pretty crazy. And also as well, it can do your shopping for you as well, so your grocery shopping. So let's say, Bex, we talked about before we started rolling. Like,
It does do everything for you.
Yeah.
Your own personal assistant.
It literally would. And like, it wouldn't be that difficult anyway, because like, I'm not sure about you, but every week I buy the same stuff anyway, there or thereabouts. So you could just say like, oh, repeat order my Sainsbury's
You'll
order.
get the ingredients to make such and such recipe.
Yeah,
Like that.
and then it does all the ordering for you. I felt like Amazon kind of almost did that. Can you remember Amazon? They had buttons for particular products,
Oh yeah, I do.
and you could press a button,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it would just order it.
Yeah.
And like you've got Alexa as well that orders.
Oh,
You can ask it to order, and then it was becoming a real issue because people just started like ordering nonsense. Like you walk in somewhere, you'd be like, oh, Alexa. I'm not going to say it because we've got one here. They're always listening. So I think I actually quite like that idea. We're not quite there yet in terms of like true AI, in terms of it's not going to make a decision based for you, but it will just, we're one step closer. I quite like that, you know. Although it's another piece of tech that you have to have on your equipment. And I feel like the way that Apple and all of these phone manufacturers are going, there's going to be something like this. It's going to be riddled.
Yeah, it'll just be built into the...
And what this will do, I was having like a really like deep conversation with my friend not too long ago. And we were talking about like true innovation and products and like software. And it's very difficult just to carve out, not only to create a product, but to carve out a product, like something new and innovative that no one has thought of, that you then bring it to market, you then hire a team, and then you roll it out, and then you create a distribution network, and then you actually make money on that product. Because the industry is only run by a few giants. And if you get close enough to the atmosphere of breaking through into that self-sustaining product that is innovative and new and no one's heard of it, you get bought up, you get purchased straight away. And if you don't purchase, they don't buy you, then they'll make things very difficult for you because the patents they'll already own, the trademarks, it will be tough. So what Rabbit, I reckon, what will happen with something like Rabbit, for example, either they'll get bought out by one of the bigger tech companies, or the bigger tech companies will employ that idea. Just like, okay, we're just going to start doing that. And then it will just suddenly phase them out. Not unless you can actually compete. Like, for example, Tesla. Tesla are a great example of that. So Tesla obviously they started doing the EV market appearing to anyone else. I mean, GM, General Motors, they were late to it. And now you're only seeing that GM, the big titans of industry, starting to do it now. And they're actually starting to take over. But Tesla have been doing it for a minute. And I don't think Tesla are at a stage now where they're just far too big. But they managed to do it, and they managed to compete. They managed to break through. So every now and again, the little guy does, well, not so little now, it does break through. But so when you see these new pieces of technology emerging, you do have to have some kind of respect for it as well, because it's tough breaking through and actually creating a product that hasn't been done before. Or if it has been done to a point where you can actually bring a product to market and you can sell it and you can make money. And then employ a team, and then not just your team, but people's livelihood that rely on that product sell so they can come to work and they can do what they love. What else have we got? I think that is it, to be honest. We've got a Sony XR headset, but I don't know enough to comment, and it's going to be similar to the likes of the Meta Quest and things like that, which we've already seen. I'm sure it's more innovative as well. You've got your Apple Vision Pro, which is just a gargantuan amount of money. And I think as well, actually, what I'll say, but just as a closing statement, what I love about the CES, it's inclusive to everybody who's willing to create a product and try and get something to the market. Obviously, as long as you've got money for a stand and things like that, we're always demonstrating new areas to make innovative products, to make products that can make your life easier as a human being, to products that can make you go wow, products that can make your cinema experience more interesting, make your fitness more understandable or relatable or fun, making life easier. Technology, that's what it is. That's what it's about. And when you see these small companies, they come up and they emerge and they do well. It's always good to see, because not only does it give us as a consumer more chance and more diversification, but it also inspires and challenges the big manufacturers at the top to always be innovative, because if you slow down in this industry, you'll get overtaken. So it's pushing them from the inside as well, and it helps balance the playing field. But that has been my insight for the CES show, and we will probably, I hope we hear about this from our colleagues when they return next week. But until then, guys, this week, because we're pre-recording.
Yeah, this is Mondays.
Yeah.
Maybe Friday's episode.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But guys, we will be back on Wednesday, so we will see you then. Thank you so much.